Okay, so I'm joined here by former Cavan footballer Cian Mackey to talk about this weekend's Dublin game. So Cian, looking forward to the Dubs coming to town?
Yeah, look, it's a big occasion. All Ireland champions coming to town, and I'm sure Breffni Park will be packed to the rafters. And look, it'll be a tricky occasion. You don't know what way to go out again. Dublin, the juggernaut that is Dublin, and they're moving well. They're very hard stopped. So look, it'll be an entertaining day, and look, we can just hope for the best. We can get a good performance in, and you never know, you could sneak something.
Yeah, I suppose obviously after the Mayo game, Cian, it was disappointing going down to Mayo and was putting in the performance that Cavan did eventually put in. Probably disappointing coming away from it, but I suppose any kind of positive maybe from that game to maybe bring into the Dublin game.
Look, you're playing a Division 1 team for the first time really this year, like one of the top Division 1 teams in Mayo, and it didn't go according to plan, and look at Raymond and the lads will know that themselves better than anyone, and they'll just try and change a few things, I'm sure, but look, they have to try and put their own slant on the game and play their own game plan and push the Dubs as best they can, but they'll take definite learnings from the Mayo game. I'm fully sure of that.
Absolutely. Looking forward to this Dublin game this weekend. What kind of players do we need to watch out for? I know it's probably trying to put out a lot of fires, Cian, but it's going to be a mammoth task really.
Yeah, look, it's Kilkenny's back to somewhat of his best, to be fair, and Con O'Callaghan and Brian Fenton, they're the big three, and look, the younger players are really trying to make a mark for themselves, so sometimes they can be the bigger danger because they want to try and keep a jersey. So look, there's a lot of fires to put out, but we have to try and put our slant on the game and push our game plan on them as best we can, and maybe try and get them worried about some of our players.
Overall thoughts on Cavan season, I suppose, so far? Cian, obviously staying put in Division 2 probably was an aim for Ray Galligan in the end, but the overall thoughts on Cavan season? Yeah,
look, staying in Division 2 was huge, and when we get back to the drawing board after this year, third place in Division 2 was a serious achievement. Raymond's first year, didn't know what he was going to have, and started off in the front foot. Potentially look at a really tough group, Roscommon, Mayo and Dublin, a different group. We could be having a different conversation, if we were in a group with, we'll say, Kerry, Monaghan and Louth, you could argue we're good enough to get out of that group, but look at this is the hand we're dealt, and we just have to keep going. But I think on a whole the year has been really, really positive with good performances against Tyrone in the championship and the Ulster Championship.
Thoughts on the Ulster Championship as well, running Tyrone so close and nearly getting over the line in Breffni Park. It was a sweltering hot day, and then I suppose it was so close, and obviously Tyrone kind of had the season they're having at the minute, so not a bad Ulster Championship for Cavan, beating the old enemy Monaghan as well.
Yeah, look, at getting the win against Monaghan was huge, and then maybe we gave too much respect to Tyrone and gave ourselves an uphill challenge, and we got back 9 points down and got back to a draw and could have pipped them in the end. And look, that's how games go like that in the Ulster Championship. They're all fairly tight, but look, as an Ulster Championship and a league as a whole, it has been a huge positive. Bad performance, we'd say, against Mayo, but that can happen to anyone. So I think a big 2 weeks ahead. Dublin, give a good account of ourselves, try and put our best foot forward, and then try and get the result against Roscommon.
Obviously thoughts on Paddy Lynch being injured now for the rest of the year, and going to be huge loss for Cavan and Crushlaw. Cian, Paddy's going to be a big miss.
Yeah, Paddy's a fantastic player, and when he wins frees, he kicks them over the bar, and he can do it from play as well. And look, that's a hammer blow for Raymond and the lads. But look, as I said before, it gives someone else a chance to put their mark on it and get 2 or 3 games under their belt in a high pressure situation against Dublin and against Roscommon. That'll only make that player better for next year, and when Paddy's back, give Paddy a hand up front. Himself and Oisin Brady are two serious inside men, so another one of them would make us a formidable force.
And obviously we played Dublin in the league in 2017 and 2019, Cian, obviously 2 good experiences. You were a part of both Cavan teams, so what maybe, I suppose obviously the Cavan players can get a look in, with the enjoyment. Obviously the Dubs coming to town, so it's going to be an enjoyable day on Saturday for all concerned, I suppose.
I think so, yeah. And look, you want to play against the best teams all the time, and you're playing the All Ireland champions, and there'll be nerves and all that. But look, you just kind of have to play football and play with a bit of freedom, and don't let them get ahead too early at the start. And as the boys were saying earlier, you have to use the loud mantle, try and keep it tight, but don't take away from your own attacking game, because if you're only trying to stop them, you're never going to have a chance of winning the game.
Absolutely, Cian. I suppose you're enjoying the coaching now with Carp and Cross. You're enjoying the coaching elements and the coaching hat on now.
Yeah, look, it's a wee bit different. You're not as worried going to a fitness test when all you're doing is telling people to run. But no, look, I would have always enjoyed a small bit of coaching when I was still playing, so as regards coaching Carrick Cross, it's been hugely enjoyable, great bunch of lads, and especially with Jimmy Higgins, who's a very knowledgeable man, and I can learn as much as I can from him. I'll be doing all right.
I suppose last couple of questions, Cian, regarding Cavan. What can we get to maybe a preliminary qualifying, or where can Cavan finish up, do you think, this year?
Yeah, look, it's the Roscommon game. You have to. I'm sure Roscommon, when the group came out, earmarked Cavan as well, and I'd say Raymond has done the same. So you just kind of have to put your best foot forward, we'd say, against Dublin, and hope for the best, and then hopefully you have all the bodies fit for the game against Roscommon. And you just never know. Roscommon and Cavan, there's never massively too much between us. Look, they've got the rub of the green over the years, but we've beaten them in different occasions as well, so there'll be no fear factor there from either team.
Who's going to win the All-Ireland, Cian?
Oh, massive question. It's hard to say. There is probably 3 or 4 teams. I know I would have said Derry myself maybe at the start of the year, but you've Galway there coming back strong again, and like that, Mayo have been coming for years. You just can't write them out, but Dublin, Kerry are still the top 2 at the minute.
Last question, Cian. Obviously, Brian Sheehan said during the week in the Irish Examiner that we're probably training athletes instead of footballers at the minute, and I suppose you were probably naturally gifted yourself regarding kind of football. What way do you feel the kind of game is at the minute regarding that kind of?
Yeah, look, it's that's a fair point. You can, as Quigley said a few years ago, you can become a county footballer by being an athlete, and maybe with this new change, the committee that's going to try and change how the game is played, maybe the Colin Corkeries of this world we'll be able to enjoy them again over the next couple of years. But at the minute now, you be an athlete and you can be a county footballer. But look, we'll see how it goes.
Great stuff, Cian Mackey. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you.
No problem.